Hey guys, so today we are going to discuss the highlights of Lesson 4 and Lesson 5 by answering some questions in this notebook. And after I answer my question, I'm gonna pass this notebook to my group mates. So, let's start! Discuss the power of international organization. Power plays an important role and significant function in international organization to ensure the function of its member. First is the power of classification, meaning that they have the ability to identify, categorize, and classify actions and individuals based on the General Assembly agreements, like how they identify groups and individuals as refugees. Second is the power to fix meaning. They have the ability to give collective interpretations about informations and terms that is used, like how they define terrorism, bombarded, and war. And lastly, power to diffuse norms, meaning that they have the power to spread and enforce global values and norms that should be accepted, grasped, and embraced by the members of the organization. Second question is, discuss and differentiate comprehensively the organ of the United Nations. The United Nations have 5 organs and each council have different responsibility. First is the General Assembly. This is the deliberative and policy-making body of the UN. Second is the Security Council. The main responsibility of this organ is to maintain international peace and security. Third organ is the Economic and Social Council. This council is the central mechanism in dealing with coordination, policy review, policy dialogue, and recommendation in economic, social, and environmental issues, especially in implementing agreed developmental sustainability goals. Fourth organ is the International Court of Justice. This is centered in settling disputes between nations and not individuals with accordance to international law. And lastly, the Secretariat. This body of the United Nations serves other organs and administers the policies and programs agreed by the General Assembly.
What is states? Differentiate state regionalism and non-state regionalism? Of course, state regionalism is a corporation of the countries and is a general phenomenon or can refer to the formative initiative, strategy, or scheme supported by regional states, and the term actually covers with a wider field. However, non-state regionalism do they consent at the same time a single cause to work together. Organization reflects a modern regionalism which depend on the authority or individuals, NGOs, and alliances to be connected to one another in order to accomplish certain objects.
What is NATO? NATO stands for North Atlantic Treaty Organization and it was established in 1949 with the signing of Washington Treaty. And NATO is a military alliance of 13 North American and European countries. And its primary goal is to preserve the independence and stability of the Allies through political and military means. And NATO was created to provide collective security against Soviet Union.
Thank you. OPEC, Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries, which are these. It is funded in 1960 to coordinate the petroleum policy of its members and to provide member states with technical and economic aid. The history. First, 1960 was the time of globalizing oil markets and it was growing. 1970s is a restriction in oil production which leads to dramatic rise in oil prices. Third is that OPEC started setting production target for its member nations. And generally, when the production started or the target are reduced and the oil prices will increase. So the focus of OPEC is to regulate oil prices and ensure stabilization in oil. For our next presenter,
NAM or Non-Alignment Movement is a form of 120 developing world state that not formally aligned with or against any major power bloc. The reason that non-alignment movement is established is to participate in the world affairs in order to pursue world peace, international cooperation, human rights, national sovereignty, and national equality. Non-alignment movement is officially born in 1961 at Belgrade, in which located in Yugoslavia. The first session at Belgrade started with 25 members, and every 3 years they have a NAM conference. The purpose of NAM or non-alignment movement is to ensure the national independence, sovereignty, territorial integrity, and security of non-aligned countries and their struggle against imperialism, colonialism, neocolonialism, racism, and all forms of foreign aggression, occupation, domination, interference, or hegemony, as well as against a great power and black politics.
So, ASEAN, or the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, was established on 8 of August 1967 in Bangkok, which consists of 5 original members: the Philippines, Malaysia, Indonesia, Thailand, and Singapore. Then later on, 5 other countries joined: Brunei on 8 of January 1984, Vietnam on 28 of July 1995, Laos and Myanmar on 23 of July 1997, and Cambodia on 30th of April 1999. The goal of this organization was to promote regional peace, to improve the economic growth and cultural development through partnerships with other regions in order to have a strong foundation to achieve a prosperous and peaceful community of Southeast Asian countries.